Namaste, dear students. First of all, let me welcome you to our English class of grade 10. I hope you are ready with your necessary materials, and they are your English textbook, notebook, and pen or pencil. Are you ready with them? Good. We are in Unit 4. Can you tell me what did we learn in our previous classes? Yes, you are right. We learned the text on the title Cab is White, and then again we did the comprehension exercises. Could you remember? Good. Today we are going to do something new on the speaking and listening skills. So you have to be very active, okay? Now we are going to start our today's class. So all of you be ready. Are you ready? Good. Now I am going to show you some conversations with the audio. You look at the conversations and listen to the audio and try to find out what we are going to learn today on the speaking skill. Okay? So you have to look at and listen to very carefully. Let me show you and play the audio.
Conversation 1. Would you mind if I sat near the window?
Oh, well, all right.
Conversation 2. Do you mind if I smoke here?
I'm sorry, but this is a no smoking zone.
Conversation 3. Is it alright if I go out with my friend's mom?
Okay, but don't make it late.
Conversation 4. I wonder if I could possibly sit next to you.
I'm sorry, this seat has been booked for my friend.
Dear students, looking at this conversation and listening to the audio, can you tell me what functions do they serve in the conversations? Okay, let me check whether you are right or wrong. See, now they serve for asking permissions, and at the same time you have heard responses. Now, can you write down the structures that are used in the conversations in your notebook? You just try for a while. Are you writing? Okay, good. And the structures are A. Would you mind if I plus simple past, or you can understand as verb to plus necessary ideas? Okay. Then, do you mind if I plus infinitive, or you can understand as verb 1 plus necessary ideas? Then, is it alright if I plus infinitive, or you can understand as verb 1 plus necessary ideas? And then D, I wonder if I could possibly plus infinitive, or you can understand as verb 1 plus necessary ideas. Okay. Now, I hope you might have used this type of expressions in your daily life. For example, you are in the classroom, and if you want to go out and there is your teacher in the classroom, how do you ask to go out? Or how do you ask for permission to go out? Can you tell me? Yes, you are right. You say, may I go out, sir? May I go to washroom, sir? This is how. Can I go out, sir? Now we are going to learn some more new structures in grade 10. Okay. And the structures that we have practiced in the given conversations are, I have already told you, like, would you mind if I plus simple past plus necessary ideas? Do you mind if I plus infinitive plus necessary ideas? Is it all right if I plus infinitive plus necessary ideas? Then I wonder if I could possibly plus infinitive plus necessary ideas. I hope you might have written them down in your exercise book. And similarly, what responses did you notice in the conversations? Yes, you are right again. The responses used in the conversations are, oh, well, all right. See, is it negative response or positive response? Does it mean permission given or not? Yes, you are right. Oh, well, all right means permission given, permission granted, okay? And here, I'm sorry, but what does it mean? Permission given or not? Yes, you are right. I'm sorry means permission not given, okay? And you have to add there some necessary ideas to make your negative response polite. Then see, okay, but Again, you have to see. So permission given or not, Okay means permission given, but there is a condition. So after but, there may be a condition that you have to do. All right. And again, there is I'm sorry. I'm sorry means permission not given. Dear students, based on these structures, now we are going to do a task given in B. So are you ready for it? Can I give you the task now? Okay, good job. Now, the task for you is work in pairs. Student A asks for permission and student B responds to it. Use the right clues from the table below. So, do you understand how to do this task? Don't worry. For example, look at left column, clues for asking for permissions. For example, A, close the window. Now, you have to use the structure and ask for permission to close the window. Okay. B, use the computer. Again, you have to use the structure for getting permission, okay, to use the computer. Again, ask a question. Now you have to get a permission to ask a question, but you have to use a particular structure. Similarly, use the phone. Similarly, come late to work tomorrow, and then use the car. And you have to look at these responses. There are responses and you have to choose the suitable responses after making for permission. Is it clear to you? Now it's your job. Now what you have to do is you have to tell me, you have to ask for the permission using these clues. Okay, I'll write your permission, that you speak on the board, and then again you have to tell me the right response. Is that clear to you? Okay, let's begin. Now A, close the window we have. For example, close the window. Now, what structure do you use for asking a permission to close the window? What do you say? Okay, you can say, for example, A, is it okay if I closed the window? Yes. Now, what can be the response? Now, you have to go through the responses. For example, I am sorry, but the battery has gone down. I would rather you didn't if you don't mind. Yes, please, it's a little cold here. No, please, don't. No, please don't. It's time to go to bed. Yes, please, feel free. Yes, sure, here is the key. Which response is suitable here? B. Yes, you are right again. Now you can choose the third response. Yes, please. Y-E-S. Yes, please. Then what is there? Yes, please. It's a little cold here. It's a L-I-T-T-L-E, little cold here. So have you got the idea? You have done a good job. See, close the window. See, you use this structure for asking permission. Okay. And here is it a positive response or negative response? Or permission given or not given? What do you think? Yes, you are right. Is it okay if I close the window and you say, yes, please, it's a little cold here. Okay. Is that clear to you? Okay, let's try the next one. Now there is use the computer. Use the computer. Now what request do you make here for permission? Okay, next structure you can say, do you mind? Do you mind? Okay, tell me if I, now what is here? Use your computer. Do you mind if I use your computer? C-O-M-P-U-T-E-R, computer. Now what can be the response here? Again, go through the responses. I am sorry, but the battery has gone down. I would rather you didn't if you don't mind. Yes, please, it's a little colder, it's already used. No, please, don't. It's time to go to bed. Yes, please, feel free. Yes, sure, here is the key. Which response do you want to use? If you want to give this permission, then you can write down, yes, please, feel free. Okay, for example, Yes. Then what is there? Please feel free. Okay. Please, P-L-E-A-S-E, please feel free. And if you don't like to give this permission, what do you use here? Okay, can you tell me? I am sorry, but the battery has gone down also, you can write down. For example, the computer's battery, oh sorry, the laptop, okay. Then next one, you can write down. What can be the next one if you don't like to give? You can write down, no, please don't. It's time to go to bed. It means that it is already late night and you cannot use the computer. Okay. Simply you can write, or then what is the response here? No, please don't. No, please, P-L-E-A-S-E, please don't. Then what's there? All of you tell me. Yes, it's time to go to bed. It's time to go to bed. Have you got the idea, dear students? Good job. Now, I want to ask you C, the situation C, and you have to tell me, okay? Now, the situation C is ask a question. Now, use any structure for asking permission. Now, all of you speak. All of you ask for the permission to ask a question. Oh, yes, you are right. And what is the response for it? Tell me loudly, please. Oh, yes, you are right again. Similarly, again use another structure for using the phone, okay? Now, all of you be ready? Okay, ask for the permission to use the phone. Please tell me loudly. Yes, you are right. And what can be the response? Oh, yes, you are right again. Now, we have two more situations here. Come late to work tomorrow. For example, you are busy and tomorrow you will be late to come to your work. Now, you have to ask a permission with your boss. Now, all of you, please ask for this permission. All right, good job. You have done well. Now, what is the response? Yes, if the boss is happy, then permission can be granted. And maybe if the boss is not happy or if there is a problem in an office, the boss may not give you. So you can use either positive response or negative response. Either you can use the response for granting permission or not. Okay. Now the last one, use the car. All of you. Good job. And what is the response? All right, you have done a good job. Okay. Now we are going to do exercise C. And what is the task? Now all of you read the instruction first. What is written there? Okay. Work in groups of 3. Now we need 3 students or 3 persons. Okay. Student A will ask for permission and student B will either grant or deny it. Then student C will report it as in the example. So here is an example for you and that is how you have to do this task. Okay. Now look at the example. The situation is use the computer. Now Saloni speaks, would it be all right if I used your computer? Then Nurgen says, oh well, all right. Okay, means permission granted. And Silas now reports. Okay, Saloni asked for Nurgen's permission to use his computer and he granted it. This is how you have to do. And that permission is given. But if permission is not given, here is another, expression. Or Saloni asked Nurgen if she could use his computer and he said she could. And here is also permission granted. So while reporting, if permission is granted, in the same way you can report it. But if the permission is also not granted, similarly you have to just report it. Okay. Now let's try. There is go out, go out. Now, for example, here is Pawan. Okay. Pawan should ask for permission. So how can he ask? Please tell me. Yes, you can say would it, then what is there? Be all right. B-A-L-R-I-G-S-T, all right. Then what should be there? If I, now look at the situation, go out. So what is the past form of go? Yes, you are right. Went. Went out. Good job. Now there is Ramila. Okay. Now Ramila will give permission or she will not give permission. Now you can tell me any response. Positive response or negative response. Doesn't matter. Okay, good. What did you say? Yes. Feel free. Good job. F-E-E-L, feel. F-R-E-E, feel free. Please. Fine. Now there is another person, Ram. Okay. His job is to report it now. So can you tell me now? What is it? Yes, Pawan, P-A-W-A-N, Pawan asked. Then what do you want to say? Pawan asked for Ramila, then what you have to write down? Ramila's permission. Yes. Permission. Permission for what? Yes. To go out. Okay. And is permission given or not? And what can you write down? She granted, or you can write she gave also. Okay. She gave the permission. Permission, permission. Is it clear? So what things we have done here? Three things. The first thing is that we have to express for asking permission. For example, you can find here, would it be all right if I went out? This is the expression, okay, structure used for asking permission. And Ramila, this is a positive response. Permission given, okay? Yes, feel free, please. And another job here is that Ram has to report it. And how he has reported it? Yes, you have said, Pawan asked for Ramila's permission to go out and she granted the permission. See, Pawan asked for permission with Ramila and Ramila gave permission to Pawan. Okay, this is how you have to do this task. And dear students, do rest of the task at your home. For example, B, use the pen. C, close the door. D, borrow a book. E, go to park with friends. F, take the car. And here, please try to use different structures for asking permission. Okay, is it clear to you? Good. If so, now I have a homework for you under speaking skill, and that is ask for permissions and respond to them in the following situations. So you have to do only two things. First, you have to ask for permission and then you have to respond either negatively or positively. You can give permission or you cannot give permission, okay? But use the correct responses. And the situations are A, use the bicycle. B, open the door. C, use a pen. D, go to washroom. And E, use the mobile phone. Is it clear to you? Good. If so, we are going to start our another part, that is listening. So are you ready for it? Good. Dear students, do you enjoy listening to the music? Do you love listening to English news? Very good. So if you want to improve your English, you have to listen to English text more and more, okay? Now we are going to listen to the audio and do some task. So are you ready for it? Good. Now before listening to the audio, let's have a short discussion on the given questions. Now look at A, answer the following questions. And the questions for you are, how long do Nepali people generally walk in a day? Can you tell me how long? So simply you can say, if you count the hours from 10 o'clock to 5 o'clock, for example, our duty time, okay, it becomes 7 hours. So you can take it as an average working hour, okay? But there are people who work more than this. There are people who may work less than this. And what do you think? Do we need to work more and more, or do we need to work less and less, or there should be balance between work and our free time? What do you think? Okay, now B. Why is it important to balance between work and leisure? If we work and work and work, what happens to us? Yes, we become dull, and we cannot perform our task better. That's why we need a rest. And in our unit 4 also, we learned the text about work and leisure under the theme work and leisure. Okay, so it's very important to balance between work and leisure for our better performance. And in our leisure time, what can you do? Just sitting on the chair or just sleeping on the bed? What do you do? Yes, you are right. Sometimes we can go to visit places. Sometimes we can do the activities of our hobbies, for example, singing, dancing, and many more, okay, so that we can perform better. Dear students, now we are going to listen to the audio. But before listening to the audio, you have to be familiar with the questions. So all of you read the questions first. Now what you have to do here, you have to listen to the audio and choose the correct alternative. So what are the questions here? I want to read and you also read with me. A. How long do people work in France in a year? Okay, the options are 513 hours, 1646 hours, 2159 hours. Okay. B. Which of the following reasons for working is not mentioned in the audio? To earn extra pay, to stay in the job, and to utilize free time. C. What do some people think about their vacation? It is very short, it does not pay extra, it will result in the loss of a job. D. What is the average duration of vacation of German employees in Germany? 2 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks, or 5 weeks. Next, which is the country where people enjoy the shortest vacation? In Germany, or Great Britain, or the United States? Dear students, I hope you might have been familiar with the questions. Now I am going to play the audio. You just listen to the audio and again be familiar with the questions, okay? Now listen to it very carefully.
Many people say that they are working too many hours. They don't have enough time with their families. They can't take care of things at home. They don't have time to relax. Work hours vary from one country to another. In France, people spend about 1,646 hours a year at work. In Japan, however, people work about 2,159 hours a year. That means a Japanese employee works 513 more hours a year than a French employee. That is more than 12 weeks or 3 months of extra work. Why do people work so many hours? Some people work extra hours because they want to earn more money. However, many companies don't pay overtime. Their employees don't get extra pay for extra work. These people work extra hours because they think it's their duty. Some people are afraid they will lose their job if they don't work extra hours. Many people say that their vacations are too short. In France, people get 5 weeks of paid vacation. In Germany, they get from 4 to 6 weeks. In the United States, 2 weeks of vacation is the average. Many people don't even use all of their vacation days. In one study in Great Britain, fewer than half of all workers used all their vacation days. In English, people say, "All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy." If that is true, there are a lot of dull people in the world.
Dear students, I hope at the same time you might have done this task. Again, we have another task, that is listen and write T if the information matches with the audio, F if it does not match, and NG if the information is not given. So T means true, F means false, and NG means not given. So is it clear to you? Okay, let's be familiar with the questions. I want to read it and you also read with me. A French employee generally spends more time at work than a Japanese employee. B. Many companies in Japan do not pay the workers for their extra time. C. Many employees have lost their jobs for not working overtime. D. English workers have longer vacations than they need. E. According to the proverb, there are many dull boys in the world. I hope the questions might have been familiar to you. Now I am going to play the audio, listen to it, and do this task.
Many people say that they are working too many hours. They don't have enough time with their families. They can't take care of things at home. They don't have time to relax. Work hours vary from one country to another. In France, people spend about 1,646 hours a year at work. In Japan, however, people work about 2,159 hours a year. That means a Japanese employee works 513 more hours a year than a French employee. That is more than 12 weeks or 3 months of extra work. Why do people work so many hours? Some people work extra hours because they want to earn more money. However, many companies don't pay overtime. Their employees don't get extra pay for extra work. These people work extra hours because they think it's their duty. Some people are afraid they will lose their job if they don't work extra hours. Many people say that their vacations are too short. In France, people get 5 weeks of paid vacation. In Germany, they get from 4 to 6 weeks. In the United States, 2 weeks of vacation is the average. Many people don't even use all of their vacation days. In one study in Great Britain, fewer than half of all workers used all their vacation days. In English, people say, "All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy." If that is true, there are a lot of dull people in the world.
Dear students, I hope you might have done this task. Okay? Now, I want to play the audio one more time. You have to listen to it and check your both tasks. Okay? The first task is choose the correct one, and the second task is write true or false. You can write down only T or F or NG. Now listen to it very carefully and check your both tasks.
Many people say that they are working too many hours. They don't have enough time with their families. They can't take care of things at home. They don't have time to relax. Work hours vary from one country to another. In France, people spend about 1,646 hours a year at work. In Japan, however, people work about 2,159 hours a year. That means a Japanese employee works 513 more hours a year than a French employee. That is more than 12 weeks or 3 months of extra work. Why do people work so many hours? Some people work extra hours because they want to earn more money. However, many companies don't pay overtime. Their employees don't get extra pay for extra work. These people work extra hours because they think it's their duty. Some people are afraid they will lose their job if they don't work extra hours. Many people say that their vacations are too short. In France, people get 5 weeks of paid vacation. In Germany, they get from 4 to 6 weeks. In the United States, 2 weeks of vacation is the average. Many people don't even use all of their vacation days. In one study in Great Britain, fewer than half of all workers used all their vacation days. In English, people say, "All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy." If that is true, There are a lot of dull people in the world.
Dear students, I hope you might have checked your answers. Now, again, you can check with me, okay? So, A, how long do people work in France in a year? What's your answer? 513 hours, 1646 hours, or 2159 hours? Which one is correct option that you have chosen? Okay, you are right. See, it is 1646 hours in France, but in Japan, 2159 hours. Okay, it's very clearly said in the audio. B. Which of the following reasons for working is not mentioned in the audio? Which one is the correct one? To earn extra pay, or to stay in the job, or to utilize free time? Which one is the correct option here? Okay, let me show you the right answer. That is to utilize free time. It is not mentioned in the audio because people work there to on extra money. Okay, and another thing is that they are afraid of losing their job. So to continue to stay in their job, they work. Okay, but this reason is not said in the audio to utilize their free time. So are you right? Good job. Next, C. What do some people think about their vacation? So, what's your answer? It is very short, it doesn't pay extra, it will result in the loss of a job. What is it? All right, you are again correct. It's very short. Okay. Next, D. What is the average duration of vacation of German employees? You have to find out. Okay, duration. Is it 2 weeks or 4 to 6 weeks or 5 weeks? It's very clear, clearly said in the audio. So what's your answer here? Yes, you are right again. 4 to 6 weeks. In France, average 5 weeks, okay? But in Germany you can find 4 to 6 weeks. Now, next question, which is the country where people enjoy the shortest vacations? Now, Germany, Great Britain, or the United States? Which one? Can you tell me? Okay, your answer is the United States. Why? Because in the audio, it's clearly said that 2 weeks of average vacation. But in Germany, see, we have 4 to 6 weeks. In France, 5 weeks. But it is said that in the United States, average vacation is of 2 weeks. So, have you done this all correctly? Very good job. Now, I am going to check you another task, okay? Dear students, now we have another task to check, that is, again, you have to write down T for true, F for false, and not given if the information is not given in the audio. So, without any delay, let's check it. A French employee generally spends more time at work than a Japanese employee. Is it true or false? Now, you are right. Your answer is F, okay? Because Japanese people spend more time in their work, that is 2000 and something, and in France 1600 and something, okay? B. Many companies in Japan do not pay the workers for their extra time. So what is it? T or F or NG? What did you write there? Okay, let me check. It is false because it is not said in Japan, okay? In a common way, it is said in the audio. Now C. Many employees have lost their jobs for not working overtime. So what is it? T or F or NG? So let me show you. What did you write here? Okay, you are right. Not given. It is not said in the audio whether people have lost their job or not for not working their extra time. Okay, so you have to write down NG. Next, English workers have longer vacations than they need. Is it true or false? Now, it is not given. In the United States of America, average vacation is of 2 weeks, and it is not clearly said in the Great Britain. So you can write down here NG, not given. Okay. Now, the last one we have is, according to the proverb, there are many dull boys in the world. So what is it? True or false or NG? Not given. Now, your answer can be false. See, if the proverb is true, it is said that there are a lot of dull people in the world, and we don't know whether the proverb is right or wrong. Okay, and here another thing is that only boys left is written here, but in the proverb it is said that people. Okay, so based on this logic, you can write down false. Is it clear to you? Have you done? If any mistake, have you corrected your mistake? Good job. If so, now I have a home assignment for you. So can you guess what is it? Okay, this is, why do you think employees need to go on a vacation? Discuss. Now, in our pre-listening question, there was a question. Why do you think there should be a balance between our work and leisure time? Okay, so this question also says the same thing. Why do you think employees need to go on a vacation? Please write it down in your notebook and you can show it to your English teacher. Okay, have you got the ideas? Good job. If so, dear students, we have come to the end of our today's class. I hope you might have fully engaged and enjoyed our today's class, and also you might have learned better to do our listening task and speaking task. Please keep practicing in your daily communication. It's all for today. Have a wonderful time. Goodbye.